and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen Marie, and for the more, perceptive of you might already have discovered that there's something special going on this week. So first of all, pardon the clickbaity title, but I thought, this looks like a pirate shirt. And today I'm going to tell you about how I made this shirt for my national costume, or bunad as we tend to call it. And it looks like a pirate shirt, so I thought, I'd go with that title. So it is Saturday afternoon, and we've just come back home from my niece's confirmation. And it's been a big day and we are quite tired, and I'm looking forward to taking off my national costume now because it's quite heavy, quite warm, but I really wanted to film this in my national costume so you could actually see what the results of this week's sewing project was and how it actually looks when I'm wearing it. So the thing is, I am wearing my national costume, which I absolutely love and adore. And this was made for me by my mother for my confirmation. It's been altered, naturally, as I've become, more curvy. But that's the great thing about these kinds of bunads, that they can be altered. However, even though I hope my national costume or bunad will last forever, the shirt doesn't. So every now and then, it can be years, but every now and then you need a new shirt because, it's a skin layer. So it absorbs the skin's, oils and let's not go there. But after a while, they can get a little bit gross and a bit tattered. So I decided it was time to make myself another shirt. And the reason for this is also not only because the shirt I currently have had is starting to, you can see that it's been worn quite a bit. The other thing is that the shirt that I have is actually one that I inherited from my mother. And it was made for her. And it fits me okay, but the cuffs were quite tight because I have massive wrists. And it fits okay, but not more than that. So I decided it was time to make myself a new shirt. And I included this in my autumn plans video. I'll try to link it somewhere up here. Where I talked about making another shirt. And I thought, since today was the confirmation and we're actually going to another person's confirmations tomorrow, so I thought it would be great if I could actually finish this before the big confirmation weekend. So I've been working on this week, and I have filmed a little bit of the process. I haven't filmed me sewing it, but I've kind of filmed a few snippets underway. So I thought I will show you how I started and got on with this, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the finished product afterwards. So I'll pause here, insert the earlier footage, and then I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here it is. This is my current shirt. So as you can see, it has these little, I have no idea what you call these in English. They're called nupperelle in Norwegian. I have no idea. I'll try to figure out what that's called in English. Should have prepared better, I suppose. And there's this little gusset underneath the sleeve, and it's a very poofy, roomy sleeve, though not terribly gathered. So I mean, it is actually it should be quite a straightforward thing because there is only squares and rectangles involved, mostly rectangles. And as you can see, it's gathered into this cuff, and the cuff is also lined with this sort of little embroidered bit. I should have pressed this before I started, but yeah. There are a million different shapes to these shirts. So some have only like a little extra padding on top here to prevent them from fraying when the bunad is kind of covering this. On the ones that I have though, there is a little like rectangle that's felled in to the shirt that goes all the way to the back. So this is the back, where you can see the rectangle comes in here. So yeah, I mean, it's technically quite straightforward, but seeing as I don't have a pattern, and because it's very difficult to get this point where this rectangle is felled in, you know, without puckers and everything, you see they haven't been actually quite successful in this shirt. So it's better on the other side. There they've managed it, but not like brilliantly here, because you can see there's actually a little tuck in here. Yeah, I hope to be able to make a success of this. I have 2 confirmations coming up next weekend. I'm not sure I'll be able to create this shirt in time for that, but you know, here's to hoping. See you later. Alrighty, so I've been at it for a couple of hours, and this is how far I got. So the first hour I actually spent on cutting out, and that, even though it's just rectangles and squares, I mean, it takes a while because I have to do all of the math and everything manually by measuring the shirt that I already have and everything. So most of the time I've spent on cutting out, but then I have the 2 sleeves are now ready. And I mean, it's not terribly pretty, I'm afraid. I need to practice this more, but the thing is, this is kind of like a flat felled seam. So I've inserted the gusset, and then sorry, there are loose threads and fluff everywhere, I'm sorry about that, but I've sort of, you know, I've inserted the gusset, and then I've graded the seams, and then just, you know, flat felled the seams over, you know, the raw thing. So technically, at least all the seams now should be encapsulated by the other, if that makes sense. I've also reinforced this little slit here. This is not a part of the original shirt, so this is something I borrowed from Bernadette Banner's video. But the thing is, I needed to find a way to make sure that everything was encapsulated right here where the slit begins, and it is an area of the shirt that will receive a little like wear and tear, so I thought it was a pretty good idea to just follow that. So yeah, I've done the 2 sleeves, and then I've made the collar, so this is ready to be inserted once it's done. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress so far, and more later. See ya. So that was it. You could see that I was working on it. And even though I didn't like stop too many times, because I know, I'm fully aware that this is kind of a special interest kind of thing, because I mean, how many Norwegians are watching this channel? Probably not that many. So yeah, I wouldn't go into like a full like sew along, first of all, because there are a lot of different variants for this shirt, and second of all, this is just my second attempt at making this shirt. because I have only made one before, and that was for my daughter's confirmation last year. I don't particularly think that this is my best attempt, but I did manage to make a shirt, and no one said, what kind of shirt is that today? So I'm thinking it's a win. So in a way, the bunad shirt is quite simple because it's only rectangles and squares. The thing that makes it difficult is the flat felling of the seams. So my particular problem in these shirts is one spot. And that is that up here, you can hopefully see, there is a sort of rectangle that's sort of inserted into this shirt. So what you do is you cut sort of a rectangle, and the fold is the shoulder. And then you make a cut into that folded edge, and then you insert the rectangle into that split, which means that this is a 90 degrees angle. And trying to make a good insert, something with, you know, a 90-degree angle when you're flat felling on a machine without making a single pucker, that's sort of my Everest on this. And I was rushing a little bit this week, and I think I kind of bungled it just a little bit. But I'm thinking that, you know, I'm taking this as learning, because no one teaches you how to do these things nowadays. Maybe they did before, but they don't. So now my mother passed away 7 years ago. So I can't, you know, ask her. And therefore I needed to figure this out by myself. And, you know, considering that, I don't think I did too badly, but there are several things that I really want to do better the next time. So one of these is to make sure that I fell these in better. So no raw seams and everything here. The other thing is that I'm going to do a better job with the gathering into the cuff, because that became a little bit messy. That's also because this is very lightweight linen, so it frays like mad. And seeing as I can't use my overlocker, that is a bit difficult, yeah. And I've made the buttonhole on one of the shirts too big, so my cuff link keeps like popping off. So that will be fixed. All in all though, I'm happy with this attempt. I will definitely be using this shirt. And for my next version, I'm going to take my time and really work slowly and see if that works better. I also asked my daughter to film me a little bit today, so you can actually, you know, see how the whole outfit comes together. But now that you're here, you might also want to see the embroideries on my actual national costume. My bunad is from Gudbrandsdalen, which is a big valley in the east of Norway. And there are lots of different bunads from that area. I'll link the other video that I have about bunads somewhere up here, so you can have a look at that too. But the bunads are connected to where you're born or where your family is from. But I can stand up and let you see what it looks like. So as you can see, mine is quite heavily embroidered. It's black wool, and my mum did all the embroideries, so there's like symmetry on both sides. It closes with hooks and then buttons underneath here. I'm not going to open those because of, you know. And then there's a bag, and actually I wish a lot of modern clothes with have these kind of bags because they're really useful for all your stuff. And then my bunad has, this comes in several variations. So there's one with an apron on it. I don't have that. So mine has these little flowers all over the skirt. And then down by the hem, it has these really intricate flowers. And I absolutely love my my bunad. This is the most precious clothing that I have, and it's because my mum made it for me and because it is meant to last my lifetime. So this is even more precious to me than my wedding dress, which is saying something because I absolutely loved that dress. And then I can show you the back too. So there are these really heavy embroideries in the back. No idea if I'm in frame here, but yeah. So this is really precious, and I really wanted to make another shirt for it. I have made another shirt for it now, and I will keep making these shirts, I think, a few more times until I can get them absolutely right. And, you know, if you don't have a national costume, a Norwegian national costume or a bunad, you can still go for it and make yourself a wicked pirate shirt. Yay for the pirates. Okay, so I'm going to let you get back to your weekend, and thank you for coming along with this very special little sewing project, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.